Hey, you guys, it's Gigi. Hello, you guys, it's Gigi. I don't know if you could hear me just a second ago, so I just repeated. Coming to you from Invite the Light Readings. I have been doing these readings for celebrities and can do them for you too. Just check the description box below, and I'm gonna get started on Michael B. Jordan. So I want to know about Michael B. Jordan because he had extended this invitation to Naomi Osaka, and he tends to stay pretty single, I understand. But I thought he had a girlfriend or something. Why did I think that? Anyway, you guys can fill in the blanks. I'm gonna do the cards, and we'll go from there. Now, also Nicki Minaj had like a little bit of a offering to him too, but I didn't see him reciprocate on that. And well, then there was a couple days later this offering to Naomi Osaka publicly for her to be invited to his Creed 2 premiere. So let's check that out, because he left her a message before that was really, really nice, and congratulating her on her US Open win. And this is all due to Ellen. This is all due to like Ellen DeGeneres like getting involved, trying to hook this up, because Naomi said, for those of you who don't know Naomi, she's a tennis player, and she had just pulled out a win against a returning Serena Williams, who's returning after maternity leave. I'm not trying to take away from Naomi Osaka as a player, because she's really like probably one of the more consistent female players on the tennis tour. But Serena's still pulling her way back, and Serena's head is mostly in motherhood, which no one can blame her for, if you ask me, even though she's working hard as a tennis player. Like, her heart and soul is really more with her daughter. So she's a different player. For people who don't watch tennis, she's a little bit of a different player, and she's overcoming some health issues. So Naomi Osaka, who's a very good player, actually pulled out a win against her and won the US Open. It was her very first slam. And Naomi Osaka is like, her mom is Japanese and her dad is Haitian. So Japan was very proud for her. So I don't want to go all off into a whole other thing, but Michael B. Jordan left her a message kind of encouraging her, because her win was a little bit stressful, because the crowd had actually booed her a little bit because she was winning, or something happened. And Serena actually had to tell the crowd, please don't do any booing, or whatever. But Naomi was crying. So I think that might have been another reason why Michael B. Jordan actually left her a bit of a message. So let's see. Sorry, that was a little bit talky, but now you have a little bit of the history, I suppose. So let me just concentrate here on Michael B. Jordan. This is a little bit of a gossipy reading here, but let's just see what's going to happen with Michael B. Jordan. Give me 1 second here, you guys. I actually think that he actually genuinely likes Naomi Osaka. What I'm seeing here, what I'm seeing here is there was a time when he was a bit of a player, or he had a lot more relationships and stuff like that, but he's kind of like out of that. He's out of that sex thing. It's not that he doesn't have like a healthy sex drive, because he does, but he's in a place where he doesn't want to be controlled by that, and it feels to me like to engage in it almost isn't worth it. It's good pleasure and all, obviously, but to mix energy, and to me, that's kind of how he feels, like to mix energy with some of these people who he's not ever going to really be serious with, is not for him, because that's actually good for him. Like, I could understand how he feels regarding that, because that sacral chakra, there's a major energy center right there. And it's the basis of where all your creativity really lies. It's right in that sexual area where the chakra is. And so you actually mixing and exchanging energy with another person that you don't necessarily really care about. And the type of people who could sometimes come into his realm, a bit of groupie is not only groupie for him but groupie for anybody who's in the celebrity light. Like, that kind of energy isn't where he needs it to be. It disturbs his equilibrium, I suppose. He To me, he like draws a lot of strength. I don't think he thinks about this consciously, but that's his creative center, and he draws a lot of strength from there. That's why I think he's able to bring across so much strength as well on screen, um, in a lot of ways. I really feel like he's gotten that under control. I feel like at one time or another, as we know, he could have had a number of girlfriends. It seems like it. It seems like I feel like he wasn't kind of like running those streets, but I feel like he was dealing with like 4 or 5 people at one point in time. And then that just, it was just, that pretty much was dead. Give me 1 second here. I feel like, with the roles, once he started getting real roles and stuff like that, or it was something within himself eternal. Hmm, this is very interesting. I think he does have somebody, you guys. I think there is somebody who's been around for a while. This is interesting. But he doesn't. This might be somebody that he kind of knows from childhood, or it might just be somebody who is a friend to him. Hold on 1 second. It is all this noise in the background. Sorry, guys. Just ignore that. Let me see. Let's see if this is regarding Naomi Osaka, right? I would say that he really admires her overall and in general. He, like, for her to be like, oh yeah, I like the guy from, Killmonger or whatever, like that, like ignited him in a really nice way. Like that really brought him back to a place of love. If this is regarding her, because it kind of seems like it in a way, but there's also this thing where he could have a really good friendship where he's sort of like admiring someone he really cares about from afar. He's not committing to them or anything, but he builds a nice relationship with them, and I feel like it's more on the low. And it's really, sorry, it's getting like crazy. Let me see. Hold on 1 second here. Hold on. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Yeah. I feel like, he enjoys like, having more relationships right now to be a lot more platonic. I feel like he's definitely not engaged in anything, and there's nothing wrong with him, you guys. There's like nothing wrong with him. He's just busy being on top of his craft and stuff like that, and he doesn't want to be compromised. I don't know if he knows that fully consciously, but I feel like he just knows that he feels 100% clearer, free, and fuller to be able to engage in his projects and what he needs to do. So he's very much to me on a path of his own right now. There is this, I don't know, I just feel like I did ask about Naomi Osaka and stuff like that, and this card did come out. I feel like he does like her quite genuinely, and actually could be attracted to her, could pursue something with her. I do feel like she quite likes him as well. I think that there's a burden of communication, though, for her that she would have to overcome, probably in private, communicating with him. That's listed here, but that's not hard to tell, actually. Oh, shit. Sorry. Now my thing keeps like breaking and. All right. Let me just leave that for now. And I feel like, Michael B. Jordan, obviously, he has a lot more projects than I think we really know 100%. And he almost has so many that he should be careful to just sort of, I don't want to say pace himself, and I definitely don't want to say underperform or anything like that, but there's a lot going on right now, and he should probably try to find someone he can really trust in order to delegate a little bit better, because if he takes on anything else, it's just going to be a bit of a mess. You know, this is the extent of his focus. But I think that's the reason why he's like, he doesn't have anybody in his life right now, because he uses all of his life force toward his work. Um, this is interesting. I feel like if he does meet her, again, oh yeah, well, hello. He invited Naomi Osaka to the movie preview. So I feel like, and that was definitely so much of a turn on for her, and excitement for her. I think he's attracted to her as well, according to these cards. So let me just double check and make sure this is not about another person dealing with over here, though I do think it's about her. So let me see. I asked what Michael B. Jordan thinks about Naomi Osaka. How he views her is like this wonderful, accomplished woman who's definitely a champion, and he really looks at her in a very high regard. Definitely accomplished, definitely on his caliber, definitely the type of person that he will want to deal with. Does he want anything with her? Honestly, it's not clear right now. I feel like she would obscure herself a little bit, but let me just focus on him really quickly here. Let me see. Okay, I don't understand this really quick. Hold on. I think that, all right, so I'm going to leave this. I think that her announcing this like out in the blue, he may not have fully known about her. I'm not exactly sure, but this was a surprise and it came out of the blue. And I do think that he is like, wow, she's awesome and cute. So I do think that this is someone, but I want to ask a little bit more. I'm going to remove these things, but I do kind of want to leave this here. I do genuinely think that he does like her. And I can't fully tell 100%. There's like this possibility it could be like slightly a little bit like Big Brother, but I don't think so. How does he? Right now, I feel like he's just keeping it simple and, well, yeah. With the Empress here, this is the kind of woman that he actually likes. He likes her purity, her power, her presence, her work ethic, everything, and he feels like he sent the message out to her, and he's kind of like, I'm not going to start anything right now, but we'll just keep it simple, like a friendship or whatever. And he gets such a kick out of it because he knows that she has like a crush on him. So for me, with these cards here, it's like he gets a kick out of like doing that, sending her stuff, and she's into him. I feel like she's like turned on, and he might be the type of person, if she does decide to date him or in his presence, he may be the type of person to open her, like that when she does open, that she is like actually this amazing, just really strong woman, as opposed to this demure girl who shows up. She probably is already all that. It takes some grit. Here she goes again, which is really, really good. Yeah, he may be helping her to end the cycle of shyness as well, or this depiction of shyness. I don't see her as putting on a mask or anything fake or anything like that. So, it's pretty authentic. But I definitely think she is like very, yeah, turned on and very attracted to him. Yeah. To me, on her mind, like, to express sexuality always has been like, kind of like sinful. And that a lot of women deal with that, or expressing real desire, personal desire. And also just attraction to other people, or just outright wanting certain things. Um, there's been kind of restriction on that, but once she is out of that, and releases kind of those chains and stuff like that, she is just a force of nature to be seriously reckoned with. I mean, she's showing up as the Empress here with the World card over her, as well. I definitely would say she's like super turned on, and he does look at her as very, very attractive. Um, in the back of his mind, don't anybody freak out because the cards are for entertainment purposes, but I would say in the back of his mind, um, that he does look at her as, someone that he can further pursue, whether or not she's wife material. I do feel like he sees her that way. But yeah, it's not his priority right now. His priority is like a friendship and a little flirty something. Um, I was going to ask if there was a little bit of shyness going on with him, but I don't see that. I just see he's really busy kind of with his empire. Um, there's like one or two people, it's like one person around him he could stand to get rid of out of his sphere. It's just funky, this person. And what's that about? Yeah, I feel like there's some shadiness here with one person in his camp. It's probably like a close friend too. Could stand to get rid of that person. I do feel like there's a little bit of shyness. You know what? With the Justice card coming over this, he may end up suing or firing somebody who's in his sphere. I don't know if it's like a production company thing. It could be a partner, but I feel like it's a lesser person. I feel like it's a I feel like it's a um uh, somebody who kind of works for him. This is interesting. Whatever the case is, and I do feel like it's something shady. It may involve a little bit of some kind of, I don't want to say crime, but it's some kind of infraction. It may involve a lawsuit, and this is very likely could be somebody who's involved in his company as well, but it's somebody who is quote unquote trusted. But this is a major lesson for him. After this happens, this situation, he becomes even much more of a business person, like even much better, with separating business from pleasure. He very easily can separate himself from people to a certain extent, and go just samurai rogue, really. Um, in this case, he may, after this situation happens or whatever, he may pull away from people. He may pull away from Naomi. But to me, it's like, or the idea of Naomi, to me, it's like, even if he does pull away from her, she's so young and she's going to be on tour for like the next 10 years. They both have time. But I do think it's something that he's would entertain. I don't know if they would ever really end up together. But hey, listen, the cards are like over here with this situation. I had asked about her before, and this woman came up, this Queen of Wands. Hold on. Hold on one second here. Let me just look at this. So I feel like there's this woman that he does really get along with very well, and cares about and respects. It's a really good, clean relationship and stuff. And there's a small chance that there may be a child, or a child on the way, or a child on the way in the future. But he does try to keep himself private and all of this. Whatever it is this woman's really respected. She's probably his number one. Um and then if not, because these cards flew over here, I tend to think this is somebody separate. But there's a woman that he knows and has this relationship in. What keeps them apart really quickly? Let me just ask that. What? Hmm. It's his schedule, seems to me. Um, yeah, and his businesses and stuff like that. It's his schedule. Hmm. And also this point in his life where he really kind of wants to be alone and stuff. Um, I feel definitely, but he does care for her, but he holds the feelings back. It's interesting. I don't know fully what that is. But then there's this thing with Naomi as well, like this that's interesting as well. So I feel like he's got these two sort of people, but let's see what happens. Although I feel like because of whatever's going to happen in his camp with somebody being a little shady and all of this, it will cause him to be very defensive. Now, she, on the other hand, is going to be very busy on tennis tour. They're both guarded people. So let me see. She's busy trying to defend titles and things like that. Yeah. I feel like they would get along very well. I feel like they would be a good match and stuff like that, but I feel like he's going to be closed off for some reason. And I think it's because he's dealing with somebody in his camp who's not fully honest, or it's not appearing yet, but I feel like that's what's coming forth. And in addition, to me, he's really got a real sacred partnership there. I think he knows. Yeah, I think he's saving himself for this one woman. Who is this woman? A little. I don't want to get too nosy. Um, I think he kind of reserves himself for this one person. I feel like he tries to keep it on a low. He could very well be in a relationship with this person right now, an active one, but I don't think so. I feel like, but it's kind of like one of those things where she knows she's the one and he knows she's the one, but it's just not the time right now. And I feel like she's kind of good with it because he tends to keep himself pretty single. So the Naomi Osaka thing, I think, is just like a cute little something. And, with all the right conditions, it might have grown into something more. But it seems like, given their schedules and stuff like that anyway, and she's very focused on her tennis, and he would just shut down even more. Because, like I said, it looks like something happens that kind of shakes up his trust in his immediate circle. So I figure, it seems like he just, maybe it'll happen 6 weeks from now or whatever. Maybe it's starting to happen. It's already been happening, but it's going to be brought to light. Soon. It's something shady though. And it has to do with something in court as well. But also at the same time, he could be secretly married. And even though he plays single, there is this woman here, and this woman, she's a very strong woman. Honestly, he's not going to be with a weak woman anyway, so we don't really need the cards to tell that. But that's what it is. I feel like he might be secretly married. He might get secretly married, as well. Yeah, I feel like he might secretly get married. So he's kind of like in a relationship, but did he do this? What's his intention with Naomi Osaka? I'm just like pressing this issue, right? So right over her comes she's a little tired anyway. It's the end of the season. I feel like she's not convalescing, but she's kind of resting from the season. She's kind of in her own world anyway. she may not have responded to him anyway, which seems a little strange. Regardless, he has an amazing career ahead of him. You know, it's going to be done in a different way. It's not going to be done in the Will Smith route or the Denzel route. It's going to be done in the Michael B. Jordan route, and it's going to be so perfect, you know, in his own right. It's really gonna be nice. He's running his own race. I think he's very much focused on being very self-focused, in a very healthy way. And yes, he may secretly marry this secret love that he has. Either that or, you know, there's something going on. Yeah, I feel like here she is again. I feel like either he is married, this woman could possibly be pregnant. Nah, she's not. She's not pregnant, but this is why he also, you know, he maybe is he married? So nosy. Is he married? Is he a married man? Michael B. Jordan. Is he like secretly married or something? And he may not have legally gotten married. I'm here, you know, I'm kind of hearing that a little bit too. I think it's just like a love vow. It's a really strong love vow. So it's like he's like married to somebody but hasn't committed. I mean, not committed. He hasn't done like the paperwork or whatever. Let's see. I don't know what's going on because there's like all of these issues too. I mean, this thing with the Naomi Osaka and how he looks at her. If it's not that he's having a secret marriage or whatever, it could be that he's been secretly kind of communicating with her. I know I should fine tune this for you guys, but I don't have time to sit here and dig down on this. I don't want to be here for like a 45-minute reading. Yeah, okay. So it does feel like with the wedding card here, that this is somebody that he's known for a while anyway, and he's kind of married in not in name, but you know, just you know, in principle, I guess, or whatever. But hold on one second. Let me see. People are having a good time over there. There's this again. Interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna say that there's like a small possibility for something to continue or to even start off with Naomi Osaka. But I also feel at the same time Michael has this sort of like secret love. Now, let me just find out a little bit more about that. What's going on with him and this other secret woman? Oh yeah, and then I'm supposed to ask about Nicki Minaj too, right? But that's what I feel. So let me see. How does he view Nicki Minaj? How does he view Nicki Minaj? Um, um, maybe in another world and in another time, okay, but you know, it's like He sees like maybe her attraction. It's almost like he kind of like sees it from afar, and um yeah, no. Just no, no. And for you sensitive ass motherfucking Nicki fans out there, this you gotta just fucking chill. Okay? I mean, you gotta let people read the cards without thinking people are biased against Nicki. Oh my god. Nicki is doing her thing. Like, and you gotta listen. People have to learn to listen. If somebody is saying one thing that you don't like, but overall they say Nicki is very successful, Nicki is talented, you can't say the person's fucking biased. I mean, not everybody is gonna be up the person's ass that you're, liking and dealing with, and if you can't deal with the reading, or feedback, then don't fucking watch your reading. Seriously. If Nicki couldn't deal with constructive criticism or the fact that some people are absolutely not going to like her, or even that some people are going to hate on her, she would stay and lock herself in her house and in her bathroom or her closet. But she doesn't do that. So why don't you guys mirror her and just take on the same attitude? All right. So let me see what else is going on here. There's like this tower thing. I think, again, it's funny, this tower thing comes up, and I wonder, like, if kind of like when he gets these things happening to him, it's like a huge turn on, you know? It's a huge turn on. But as far as how I feel like he kind of views her as like really, really defensive, and okay, here's the card. I'm gonna tell you, Nicki fans, again, like, don't try to come at me or come for me, because I'm gonna fucking block your ass, or I'm gonna say something to you. If you can't deal with what the card is right here, it's a sword. She's always showing up as a sword. Then this reading ain't for you. Okay. If she showed up as a cup, it'd be something different. But I think that he looks at her as a little, maybe a bit defensive, and maybe a little bit sharp at the tongue. Maybe it was too direct for him. Maybe that was too direct for him. Oh, what is this? Overall, I think he finds her as, there's this attractiveness about her, but it's from a distance, like, it's like, yeah, that would be exciting to go and be with her or whatever, but it wouldn't be anything. I feel like it wouldn't be anything long term. That's where this is coming in, and it would be something that's over, and they're in completely two different places, even though they're both celebrities. So, he's looking for a lot more community and stuff like that. And he's looking to establish a family. So I think even opportunities, even short-term opportunities, are not for him. He's looking to actually build. But I do think he has this other woman, like, what is the deal with that? Because I'm trying to understand. I think at one point in time it was over, and then now actually he could be in limbo with it, because this card kept coming up for him too before in this deck, with this woman. But I think overall, in the long run, she wins the marathon. But he is interested in Naomi Osaka, but I think, just their timelines don't match up. So yeah, I definitely think, you know he looks at her as, really attractive Naomi, really attractive. What is this messenger of air? And I just feel like she may not necessarily be responding to him, and I don't know if her father has something to do with that or whatever. Maybe so. This is interesting. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. I have to apologize just a little bit, because this reading is like, I don't know, it's kind of like all over the place a little bit. And so I see the Ace of Water here again, right? So this may be let's say, let me go back through this reading. He looks at her in a very high, very, very, very high capacity. It looks like to me he genuinely likes her because the first thing that came out was that. Um, and he definitely would be interested in viewing her, seeing, investigating further and getting to know her, but in a general, more in a friendly way right now, because he doesn't want to commit to anybody. um I don't see him, because he really has all of his strength going into his craft right now. But I do think he's interested in her. I definitely think she's really interested in him, but I think she has trouble communicating, and we kind of could see that um, as well. Their schedules are a little differing and stuff like that. And so for her, he might have that information that he sent to her, even though she's like, to me, like she's like hot for him, she would never, let's just say, highly attracted, sexually attracted to him. Obviously, she did say that, but it does come up in the cards, but it doesn't mean like she's going to be like jumping all over him. That would not happen. Not with her. So his communication was very nice and so sweet. It was just a bit overwhelming for her, and I'm not sure that she's answered him. Um, but there's this thing here also, like, this thing, like, it seems to me like indirectly, like that's such a turn on for her secretly, and it's just such a great, great, great turn on for her. So there's this thing, like I said, with this other woman that he has silently. It seems right now like the relationship kind of sort of is in limbo, like they're not talking, and it feels like it kind of ended, but there's still a strong, really strong bond there. But he's, investigating this as something completely new and different, but he does have that other thing. If that's not that, then um it's that he has invited her to this movie premiere. She'll go to some other public events and meet with him. They'll be like friends and stuff like that. But this is like a burgeoning new love rather. And to me, like they're both like sexually attracted to each other. So it's very interesting. I don't know fully, only because I'm not gonna dig into it like forever and a day. But let's see what his feelings are. Okay. He has this reconciliation thing with this girl, this other person or whatever. I don't think it has happened yet, but I kind of feel like it's in the ether, let's say. And maybe what happened was there's a bit of reconciliation. That's why all of this stuff is coming up slowly with this other past person who he has a serious, strong connection with. Maybe this reconciliation is coming up because she saw how much he really likes this Naomi Osaka, and she knows him. Like she knows, oh, I know the way he's talking. I know he really likes this girl. I could tell that tone of voice. Maybe for us, it sounded like something normal, but for this person, it may have, she noticed, and it's new love, it's new and it's authentic. On his end as well, he's showing up again as the King of Cups. Dude. And she knows he doesn't just go for anybody either. She knows that. So it's very interesting. Only for Naomi, the thing is that she is in a place where, to me, she's like a bit shy and stuff. And the directness of it all, just the way he was shocked, so she was shocked, and she kind of doesn't know fully how to react. I'm not sure that she's even answered him, but she is turned on beyond belief, behind closed doors. So let's see what's her thing. Definitely, I feel like he has her like in the feminine. I feel like she hasn't replied to him. It's crazy, girl. I mean, at least say thank you. Let me see what's going on. Mm. But she's very happy about it. Very, very, very happy. Let's see. Why am I in 40 minutes on this video? It doesn't make any sense. All right. I feel like she's not really going to say anything to him too tight. I have to see what's going on. And if she does, um, she won't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, she may very well go, actually. Let me see what's going on here. Um, whatever the case, this is bringing her to a level of transformation and stuff like that. But she's going to be so busy with her competition and stuff like that. We'll have to see where this goes. I don't really think that those two are going to be able to really necessarily connect. And I think this old time love that he has a real connection with will end up being the one winning the marathon. So it's all good though. Everything is fine, and it'll be the way it's supposed to be. There's a lot of success on both their parts. Oh, and then love. We'll see which way this goes. I can't tell, and I don't want to spend 50 minutes going into it. Maybe in another time, in some months, I'll double check on this. But I don't feel like anybody's going to want to click on a video on this. This says 41 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and go, and we shall chat. Bye-bye.